Some of the best catches require getting up early in the morning. Today, that meant a 5 o'clock wake-up call, heading north into CNO country. The target for this morning is Clifton Forge, Virginia, where two sets of foreign power are leading two different CSX trains. While closing in on Clifton, I saw some headlights through the trees. It would turn out to be a Loram ballast cleaner heading west to clear up into the siding at Haden. They have just finished up for the day, working throughout the previous night. I would arrive into Iron Gate just in time to hear both trains closing in on each other. Westbound G110 with 3 BNSF motors would be the first to make an appearance. The fog has yet to clear on what has been so far a rainy morning on the James River Subdivision. G110 is usually a staple back home on the old Baltimore in Ohio, running between Brunswick, Maryland and Chicago, Illinois. Due to a lack of crews, however, this grain train, G110 of the 19th, along with a few others, have taken the scenic route to Brunswick and back.
Westbound on 1, got 3 of them.
I would attempt to beat the G110 to the fuel pad in Clifton, but it was then I saw my main target for the day. Loaded ethanol train B63321 with 2 Kansas City Southern de Mexico locomotives, 1 on each end. I quickly made a U-turn and headed back to Iron Gate, swinging into Fork Farm Road to watch the ethanol train throttle up out of town.
Clear to track, Iron Gate, B633.
From Iron Gate, I knew exactly where I wanted to go next. Located above the horseshoe bend of the James River, Button's Bluff is one of the most iconic locations along the James River subdivision. The railroad snakes its way through the valley carved by the river long before crossing the river and entering the aptly named Little Tunnel, stretching just over 150 feet through the rocky bluff. It wasn't too long until the 208.5 detector was announcing their upcoming arrival. I couldn't get back ahead of the train until Snowden, where the railroad once again crosses the James River. Now you can see why it's called the James River Subdivision. The bridge I am currently walking on is the original alignment constructed by the CNO back in the day. It is now a small part of the Appalachian Trail system, stretching from Georgia to Maine. Even with its old code line still standing, the newer, albeit still old bridge carries rail traffic to this day, like our B633 we've been following since Clifton. Sprint back across the footbridge would allow for a shot of the rear distributed power unit as it holds the train back with its dynamic brakes. I unfortunately would get stuck behind some slow drivers and wouldn't be able to get ahead of them again by Lynchburg, so I decided to call the chase off. I did, however, hear a loaded coal drag heading east behind the B633, so into Glasgow I swung and waited for its arrival. At 10:39, C31718 works its way past the old CNO coaling tower, still standing to this day. I hope you enjoyed today's day out on the CNO, especially with the foreign power we got. This is definitely one of my favorite areas to railfan, and I feel like I've barely explored the area so far. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like down below, comment, and subscribe, and join me next time as we head even further west on the CNO into the New River Gorge. This is Commonwealth Rail, out.